On the morning of June 6, 1944, Allied forces staged a tremendous assault on German positions on the beaches of Normandy, France. The invasion is frequently known by the famous nickname D-Day. However, few men and women know the origin of the term or what, if anything, the D stood for. Most assert it was merely a redundancy which also meant day, but others have suggested everything out of departure, to decision, to doomsday. In accordance with the U.S. military, D-Day was an Army designation used to signify the start date of specific field operations. In this case, the D in D doesn't actually stand for anything. It is simply an alliterative placeholder used to designate a certain day on the calendar. The military also used the term H-hour to refer to the time on D-Day when the action will begin. This shorthand helped prevent real mission dates from falling into enemy hands. However, it also proved handy when the start date for an assault was undecided. Military planners also used a system of pluses and minuses to designate any time or day occurring before or after D-Day or H-hour. For instance, D+2 intended 2 days after D-Day, while H1 referred to 1 hour before H-hour. These conditions allowed the units to effectively organize their operations in advance even when they did not know their actual start date, plus they also provided flexibility in the event that the launching day shifted. Use of those terms goes back to World War I. One American field order from Sept 1918 noted, "The First Army will attack at H-hour on D-Day with the object of forcing the evacuation of the St. Mihiel salient." Other nations had their own shorthand. In World War I, the French used the code date Jour J, while the British called their operation the start days C-Day and 0 hour. By sunrise on June 6, thousands of paratroopers and glider troops were already on the ground behind enemy lines, securing bridges and leave roads. The amphibious invasion started at 6:30 a.m. The British and Canadians overcame light resistance to capture beaches codenamed Gold, Juno, and Sword, as did the Americans at Omaha Beach. U.S. forces faced heavy opposition in Omaha Beach, where there were over 2,000 American casualties. Nevertheless, by day's end, roughly 156,000 Allied troops had successfully stormed Normandy's beaches. According to some estimates, over 4,000 Allied troops lost their lives in the D-Day invasion, with thousands more missing or wounded. Less than a week after, on June 11, the beaches were completely secured and over 326,000 troops, over 50,000 vehicles along with some 100,000 tons of gear had landed at Normandy. For their part, the Germans suffered from confusion in the ranks along with the absence of celebrated Commander Rommel, who had been away on leave.